The obsidian seal cracked with a sound no one had heard in 49,000 years. Dust from a forgotten era billowed into the air as Dr. Zylara Veth stepped into the inner sanctum.
49 millennia sealed, and I am the first being to draw breath in here since the first builders vanished.
The chamber was a capsule of frozen time. At its center, a stone podium held a single logbook bound in leather that should have crumbled eons ago. She opened it with trembling fingers. The pages held entries in 100 scripts. The newest one was dated the 14th of March, 2391. Routine check. All nominal. Frank, the 14th of March, 2391.
Frank? That is a human designation. How is a human name inside a sealed precursor relic? Send the signal to the Caretaker Guild. Tell them we require immediate contact regarding the Veil Gate's status. Now.
Within the hour, a priority subspace signal was sent to the Guild's last known address. A reply came within minutes. Acknowledged. The Veil Gate had just surrendered its oldest secret. But the real mystery was only beginning. The archaeological team scanned the sanctum walls with forensic intensity. Beneath centuries of dust, etched symbols no living scholar had ever seen emerged.
These symbols, Proto-Sumerian, an extinct human language from their earliest civilizations. How is this possible?
A sealed cabinet yielded tools, sized not for mythical first builders, but for a human hand. Wrenches, scanners, an oil can. Functional, modern, worn.
The maintenance log confirms it. Entries in every major language since the dawn of recorded time. The most recent, human. Written this week, the Veil Gate was not a first builder relic. It was built by humans, ancient humans.
Zylara's hands shook as she compiled the preliminary report. Every textbook in the galaxy would need rewriting, and the implications were terrifying.
Commander Core, we have a finding of galactic significance. The gate shows direct evidence of human construction, dating back tens of thousands of years.
Explain that, Doctor. Humans have only been spacefaring for 3 centuries. Are you suggesting they built a relic 49,000 years old?
Core's voice was a blade of suspicion. He ordered full lockdown of the gate sector pending the Caretaker Guild's arrival. The Veil Gate, once a silent monument, had become the center of a storm. And somewhere in the dark, a single shuttle was already en route. The shuttle drifted through the gate's colossal ring, a speck against the ancient machinery that had defied time.
One life sign. No weapons. The Caretaker Guild is sending a single representative.
A single caretaker for a 49,000-year-old relic. Either they're supremely confident, or they're testing us.
The docking clamps sealed with a resonant thud that echoed through the maintenance bay like a heartbeat. The ramp extended with a hiss of ancient hydraulics.
49,000 years of secrecy. And the answer is one human, unarmed, alone, walking toward us like a neighbor checking in.
From the open hatch, a figure stepped into the amber light, a human man. Old, his coveralls patched and practical, a tool belt hanging from his waist.
He's a human, not a mythical builder, not a transcendent being, just a human, with calloused hands and calm eyes.
Don't let him near the control systems until we confirm who he is. I don't care how harmless he looks. No mistakes.
The man walked forward as if he had walked these corridors for 1,000 lifetimes, because in a way, he had.
What kind of entity waits 49,000 years to meet a stranger in an old coverall? What does he know that we don't?
Dr. Veth, I presume, Frank Halliday. Sorry for the delay. The old girl needs a lot of attention these days.
You are the caretaker, the one who signed the log.
Chief Caretaker, yes, 1,847th in an unbroken line. Pleasure to meet you.
1,847th. An unbroken line stretching back to when? How is that possible?
This is Commander Core. Explain your presence, Caretaker. You've been operating in secret for millennia.
Commander, the gate was built by my ancestors. We've simply kept the lights on, as promised. No secret, just a long shift.
Your ancestors. The first builders? Are you claiming humanity built this gate?
That's exactly what I am saying. But the full story? That'll take a cup of tea and a comfortable chair.
He's not denying it. He's not even defensive. It's as if the truth is the most ordinary thing in the galaxy.
The words hung in the recycled air like a verdict. The Caretaker Guild was not a myth. It was a family business.
The gate was built 49,000 years ago by an interstellar human civilization. Our order has maintained it ever since.
Absurd. Humanity barely reached its own moon 50 years ago, let alone conquered hyperspace before the dawn of history.
The evidence says otherwise. But I need more than your word. Show me something concrete.
Of course, Doctor, I can show you the original maintenance logs, the construction schematics, but some truths take time to absorb.
He's offering all of it without a fight, as if he's been waiting for us to ask.
This gate is Coalition territory. If you wish to prove your claim, you will provide full access to all records immediately.
Commander, the gate belongs to no one but itself. We are its stewards. I'll share what you need, but don't mistake patience for weakness.
Frank produced a data chip from his belt and keyed in a sequence older than any known civilization.
The first builders were human, and their legacy is still breathing.
The proof was about to rewrite history, but the real bombshell was still padding softly down the corridor. The bombshell was a teenage girl in dark coveralls, a heavy toolkit slung over her shoulder, padding toward them with the confidence of someone who belonged.
Chief Caretaker Frank asked me to bring the ring access schematics. I am Sophia Reyes, his apprentice.
Sophia's the next generation. She knows the gate better than most of my predecessors did in their first decade.
An apprentice? How many of you are there hiding in the shadows?
Just us. The order stays small by design. We are caretakers, not a colony.
Show me the oldest records, the original construction logs. I need to see the foundation of your claim.
Frank led them past a wall of access panels, each labeled in a different human language, stretching back to Proto-Sumerian cuneiform.
Every panel is a century, a living archive of human history. How did the galaxy miss this for so long?
This changes everything. If humanity had this technology 49 millennia ago, then the balance of power in the galaxy is a fabrication.
Or the foundation of a new understanding. Either way, we cannot ignore it. The Veil Gate is no relic, it never was.
Frank said nothing more. He simply turned and walked deeper into the gate, toward a chamber that even his apprentice rarely entered. Inside, the air was colder. A small locker clicked open under his palm, revealing a climate-controlled preservation case.
This is the true heart of the Veil Gate. A book. Handwritten, maintained, and updated by every chief caretaker since the first.
A book. Not a data crystal or hollow scroll. A book. He treats it like a sacred relic.
The oldest continuously maintained text in the galaxy. It holds our history, and the instructions left by the founders when they chose to step back.
What instructions? What did your ancestors command that required 44,000 years of silence?
They didn't vanish, Doctor. They chose to lay low. The book explains why. It also holds a promise.
Frank lifted the book from its case with hands that had held it 1,000 times and placed it gently into Xylara's waiting palms.
The leather is warm. The pages feel alive. What could possibly be written here that silenced an empire?
Read it slowly. Some truths are a weight you carry, not a story you finish.
Xylara turned the first fragile page. The script was archaic, but under Frank's quiet translations, the story began to surface.
The empire spanned this arm. Hundreds of gates. Then, they just stopped, walked away.
They didn't fall. They chose to lay low. The book records the decision. Wait until the galaxy was ready for humanity again.
44,000 years of that command. Waiting. For what? For us to arrive.
The book held a map, an overlay of the ancient human network on the Coalition's current borders.
If that map is accurate, humanity once controlled the hyperlanes. This is a strategic claim.
Not a claim, Commander. A legacy. The caretakers were told to remain hidden until a signal that the galaxy is ready.
The signal is a condition, and I believe that condition is almost here.
He's not speaking of some future possibility. He's saying the wait is ending now. In my lifetime,
The Veil Gate was not a museum. It was a clock, and its hands had just moved for the first time in 44,000 years. Lay low until the galaxy is ready for them again.
the founders wrote those words 44,000 years ago. They knew someone would be reading them today.
What signal? What condition? I need specifics. Caretaker, not ancient poetry.
Commander, the book speaks of a readiness, not a date, a state. The caretakers have been watching the galaxy's development for eons.
The condition is simple. When the galaxy is mature enough to accept that humanity once walked among the stars first, that time is nearly here.
Kor's fists clenched at his sides. He understood now that this was not a negotiation. It was an invitation to a new order, one that had been waiting for him before his species learned to walk upright.
He's not asking for permission. He's telling us the clock is about to strike.
Frank's calm smile never wavered, but his eyes held the weight of 44,000 years of waiting. The gate's ambient hum deepened, as if responding to the proximity of its long overdue hour. The Coalition had come to study a relic. They had found a civilization ready to resume its interrupted journey. The Coalition's emergency council erupted in a cacophony of alien voices. Kor's recommendation was blunt. Seize the gate, nationalize its technology before the humans could reclaim it.
This is a strategic asset. We cannot allow an unverified claim to override Coalition security. The gate must be placed under military control immediately.
And start an interstellar war against a civilization that built the network we depend on. This is not conquest. It's diplomacy, our only choice. Frank doesn't even argue. He just waits, like he knows the question has already been answered.
The gate's warning klaxon shattered the debate. All across the ring, hidden geometric patterns flared neon blue. A hyperlane request older than the Coalition itself hummed through the control console. The signal originated from deep space, a region no active gate had reached in 44 millennia.
Who is accessing the hyperlane? Caretaker. This is a security breach. Answer me.
They're ready.
The Veil Gate flooded with power unseen since the founding of the first Caretaker Order. The deep hum vibrated in every bone, human and alien alike. 44,000 years of patience had just snapped into motion. The waiting was over. Frank stepped to the main console, his weathered fingers dancing across symbols no Coalition engineer could recognize.
That signal came from the Sol system, the beacon our ancestors left behind. It means the other gates are ready to come online.
Other gates? How many are we talking about?
Over 300 across the spiral arm. They've been dormant for 44 millennia, but not anymore.
He's activating a network that outdates every star map in the Coalition. What have we stumbled into?
Sophia entered silently, her tool belt heavy with equipment, and stood beside Frank like a reflection of a younger age.
Security forces, stand down immediately. This is not a breach. This is a restoration. Let the Caretaker proceed.
The gate's inner ring erupted into a blazing portal, its light casting the chamber in sharp relief. The roar of ancient machinery drowned every other sound.
I've studied dead civilizations my entire career, but this one is coming back to life, right in front of me.
Sophia, log the sequence and prepare the subgate relays. We're going to need every hand we have.
From the blazing portal, a single object emerged, a probe barely 2 meters long, its hull etched with the same Proto-Sumerian geometry that lined the gate itself.
A navigation beacon. It's carrying the co-location orders for every gate in the original network. Co-location means the hyperspace conduits are going to realign. The network was designed to be reshaped on command, and this is the first time in 44,000 years.
Reshaping hyperspace. That's not engineering, that's creation. What kind of civilization thinks in those terms?
Gate 1 is syncing. I am reading cascade triggers on the secondary tier. 37 nodes and counting.
The gate's hum rose to a sustained chord, deep within the ring. Panel after panel illuminated in a wave of blue and gold, as if the structure were taking its first breath in eons. The probe's data scrolled in ancient script, a map that redrew the galaxy's arteries in real time.
Every hyperlane we charted, every trade route we built, they were just the surface. The real map was waiting underneath.
Steady, Sophia. The first cycle always stutters. Let it remember what it feels like to be whole.
The Veil Gate was no longer a relic. It was the heart of a living network, and its pulse had just begun to echo across the galaxy. Coalition. Deep space sensors lit up like a supernova as dormant hyperspace conduits flared to life across the spiral arm. Ancient gates, hidden in plain sight, were chaining together.
This is a trap. You engineered this entire scenario to seize control of interstellar travel. Admit it, caretaker.
Commander, the galaxy has always used this infrastructure. We let you borrow it. Now the original owners are returning to active management. That's not a trap, it's a reality.
This isn't about control, Commander. It's about acknowledging a legacy that predates our entire civilization. We must adapt.
On the holographic map, the ancient human network burned bright, overlaying the Coalition's own roots like a ghost image of a forgotten truth.
Can you stop this? Shut down the realignment.
Number, and I wouldn't if I could. The network is healing itself after 44,000 years. It's bigger than any of us.
We didn't find the first builders. They were never lost. They just stepped aside and waited for us to be ready.
Commander Kor stared at the expanding network on the display, the hard lines of his creed crumbling in the face of a quiet, unassailable truth. For the first time in its long existence, the Coalition was not the arbiter of galactic destiny. It was a guest in a house that had always belonged to someone else. The Coalition Council reconvened an emergency session, the holographic map still ablaze with the new human network.
I have spent my life studying dead civilizations. This one is not dead. It is waking up, and it offers us a choice. Stand in its way and be crushed, or walk beside it and learn. The Veil Gate is not a weapon. It is a library, a bridge, a gift. The caretakers have maintained it for 49,000 years. They are not conquerors, they are stewards.
A heavy silence fell as the weight of her words settled on every being in the chamber.
She's right. Every instinct screams to fight, but the numbers don't lie. We'd be annihilated before our first salvo. The military calculus is clear. Direct confrontation would be suicidal. I recommend we open formal negotiations.
The council vote was swift and unanimous. For the first time in its history, the Coalition would treat with a power older than itself as an equal. Back at the Veil Gate, Frank received the news with the same quiet smile he had worn since stepping off his shuttle.
Wisdom. Negotiation means there's hope. We have a lot to teach and a lot to learn.
The first steps of a new era had been taken, but the real work of bridging 44,000 years was only beginning. Frank led Xylara to the core calibration chamber, a circular room where the gate's ancient heart beat in slow pulses of blue light.
This is the resonance node. It ties every caretaker's biometrics to the gate's safety protocols. If the gate doesn't recognize you, it won't let you touch anything critical.
A biometric lock that has been active for 49 millennia? How do you add a new caretaker without shutting down the entire network?
That's the secret of the Order. We train our successors from childhood. The gate learns to trust them gradually, just as it learned to trust me.
Across the chamber, Sophia was already calibrating a secondary relay, her movements precise and unhurried. Sparks danced where her tool met the ancient circuitry.
Sophia, Sector 12's hyperspace link is drifting. Show the doctor how we anchor it back to the core frequency.
Sophia initiated the calibration sequence, her fingers flashing across the holographic interface. The gate responded instantly, its hum settling into a perfect chord.
Good. Fast and clean. 20 seconds faster than my own record at her age.
She's not just an apprentice. She's the next chief caretaker in all but name. He's already letting go.
In that moment, the line of portraits on the caretaker's wall seemed to shift, as if making room for a new face among the ancient guardians. 2 days later, Commander Kor returned to the Veil Gate with a contingent of security officers and a formal request to embed protective liaisons in all critical control sectors.
This gate processes coalition traffic. For the security of all member species, we require our own personnel stationed at key nodes.
Commander, the Veil Gate is sovereign ground under caretaker stewardship. That hasn't changed in 49,000 years. I will not grant external security access.
Commander, the gate's automation can't be overridden by outside systems. Your liaisons would have no functional purpose.
I am not asking for your permission, caretaker. I am giving you a directive from the Coalition Security Council.
The security officers shifted uneasily. The gate's ambient hum hung in the silence, heavy and immovable.
And I am telling you, Commander, this gate will not accept foreign biometrics. If you try to force the issue, it will defend itself. I strongly advise you not to test that.
Corps' communicator chimed an encrypted burst from the Coalition High Command. The orders were unequivocal. Stand down.
Even my own government has bent the knee. This old man with a wrench just outplayed the entire coalition.
Without another word, Commander Thalric Corps withdrew his forces. The caretaker order remained untouched. The Veil Gate would not be annexed. The Veil Gate fell silent as Corps' ships departed. Frank led Dr. Veth to an observation deck where the ring's eternal light cast amber shadows across their faces.
I am the last of my generation, Doctor. Every caretaker I trained with is gone. The Order's future rests on one 16-year-old girl named Sophia.
You've carried this burden alone for 40 years. How do you bear it?
By remembering it's not about me, it's about the gate, the line, the promise. That's bigger than any one lifetime.
Is the galaxy ready for that promise? For humanity to step out of the shadows?
Ready enough. The beacon's call was the final sign. The rest is up to the new caretaker. Sophia will take the oath at sunset inside the ring. I'd like you to bear witness, Doctor, for the historical record.
I would be deeply honored, Frank.
Sunset inside the gate was an engineered phenomenon, the ring's inner light shifting to molten gold as the hour approached.
The Veil Gate is about to gain its 1,848th chief caretaker, and I will be there to see it.
As artificial sunset flooded the ring with gold, a small group gathered, Xylara, Kor, and the two caretakers at the axis of history.
We are the bridge between what was and what will be. For 49,000 years, this order has built bridges, waited, and passed the torch. Today, that torch must pass to a new generation. Sophia Reyes, step forward.
All those years, all those names on the wall, and every one of them waited for this moment. Now it's my turn.
Do you accept the responsibility of Chief Caretaker to guard this gate and the legacy it carries until the end of your days?
I accept, with everything I am.
Frank lifted the leather book from its preservation case, the weight of millennia in his steady hands, and extended it towards Sophia. The ancient cover gleamed in the sunset light. Sophia's fingers, still calloused from the day's work, reached forward.
49,000 years of unbroken succession, and I am witnessing the next link being forged.
The book hung in the space between past and future, waiting for the final inch that would begin a new chapter. Sophia's fingers closed around the worn leather. The book settled into her grasp, as if it had always been waiting for her.
By the authority vested in me, by every caretaker who came before, I name you the 1,848th Chief Caretaker of the Veil Gate.
A soft melodic chime resonated through the ring. The gate's ancient systems registered the transfer, and the geometric engravings flickered in acknowledgement.
It recognized her. The gate itself accepted the succession. She is the law now.
The gate is yours, Sophia. I'll be here as long as you need me, but the decisions are yours now.
I understand. I won't let you down.
Frank stepped back. His posture relaxed, as if a weight he had carried for half a lifetime had finally been lifted.
So this is how a legacy is passed. Not with fleets, but with a book and a promise.
I came to study a dead relic. I found a living tradition that will outlast us all.
The 1,848th Chief Caretaker stood tall in the heart of the gate, the ancient book cradled against her heart as the ring hummed its ancient approval.
Caretaker Reyes, the Coalition respects the strength of your tradition, We will not interfere in the Veil Gate's stewardship.
You are living proof that history is not a tombstone. It's a seed, and it just began to bloom.
The gate will guide you. Listen to its hum. It'll tell you everything you need.
Frank turned and walked toward the docking bay, his tool belt jingling with the soft rhythm of a completed watch. He did not look back.
He was the last of his generation. Now he becomes a memory in the book he guarded.
The line continues. I am the 1848th, and I will not fail.
A massive cargo freighter slid through the Veil Gate, its hull glinting in the ring's blue light. The galaxy continued to flow, as it always had. Sophia walked alone along the catwalk, the ancient leather book a warm weight against her side. She stopped at the viewport, looking out at the endless traffic of the galaxy. Every ship that passed through was now under her watch. The Veil Gate had a new caretaker. The galaxy remained in motion, and the promise of 49,000 years remained unbroken. In the weeks that followed, the Veil Gate returned to its eternal rhythm. Ships passed, commerce flowed, and the network hummed. First day as chief caretaker. All systems nominal. Sophia Reyes, the 15th of March 2391. Dr. Veth presented her findings to the Coalition's highest academic body. Her voice steady, her paper, the continuity of the first builders, rewrote galactic history overnight. The first builders had a name.
The gate hums like a heartbeat. I can feel its mood in the floor. It's calm today.
Sophia monitored the flow, adjusting the ancient relays with muscle memory built over years of training.
Frank would be proud. You've taken the burden and made it your own.
The Coalition's Central Archives opened a new wing, the Human Continuity Collection, curated in partnership with the Caretaker Order. And every day, Sophia Reyes added her name to the endless ledger of caretakers. One log entry at a time, the Veil Gate stood as it always had, patient, ancient, and inviolable. The galaxy turned, and the torch remained lit. Sophia sat cross-legged on the catwalk, the leather book open in her lap, its pages bathed in the Veil Gate's ancient glow. Her finger traced the latest entry, the first line she had written as chief caretaker. The ink was still fresh. A freighter passed through the ring above her, its shadow skating across the ancient geometry for a heartbeat, then gone.
I am the 1848th, and I will add my chapter to this book.
She turned the page to the next blank line, then closed the cover gently, pressing it to her chest. Beyond the viewport, the stars shone cold and distant. But inside the Veil Gate, there was only warmth. The gate hummed its eternal note, a resonance that had outlasted empires and would outlast her. She rose, the book tucked under her arm, and took one last look at the passing ships. The galaxy continued, as it always would, and the Veil Gate, patient and ancient, welcomed the new shift. The story of humanity among the stars was never a relic. It was a living promise, and it had just begun again.